We are the best operators in the state of Florida, and that's why we continue to have contracts awarded to us. While there have been occasional issues, we are inspected regularly and overwhelmingly receive positive reports. He also said the company has introduced, quote, independent third-party reviews of some of its programs. Chris, your response to that?
Sure. I mean, in this case, he is saying the truth in that they are inspected. I think the question in all of these cases is what is the point of the inspection, and what kind of questions are being asked in the inspection? And what I noticed as I sort of dug into the state's kind of review process for these private juvenile prisons was that really there's a lot more focus on kind of technical contract compliance as opposed to really getting inside the facility and talking to the staff and talking to the kids and just kind of understanding how are you doing, are you being treated well? Are you eating? This wasn't really the focus. A lot more of it was kind of, is the right paperwork in the right drawers? Do the nurses have the proper credentials? Is the medication properly secured? It was a lot more of this kind of technical stuff than actually kind of really trying to understand what's going on.
About a decade ago, a Florida judge criticized Correctional Services Corporation, the former company of James Slattery, during a hearing about widespread complaints of violence at one of his facilities near Miami. Juvenile Judge Ron Alvarez was so horrified at the Pahokee Youth Development Center that he compared it to, quote, a third world country that's controlled by some type of evil power, unquote. In a more recent interview, the same judge expressed amazement that Slattery still runs facilities. He said, quote, I don't know how the hell they still have business with the state. Can you finally, in this last response, talk about what is happening? Is there any kind of investigation besides yours? Is this company continuing to get contracts?
It is, yeah. I mean, this year it just won 3 new contracts. So I think what that judge, what he's expressing there is, I think, the feeling of a lot of advocates and sort of people who have been following juvenile justice in Florida for a long time, which is that I think there's kind of this inertia that, when the state, really about 20 years ago kind of decided that it was getting out of the business of handling these juvenile inmates, this tough population. But I think what still needs to happen, and what really hasn't happened yet, and what this history shows is that really, there's a need to really hold your private providers of this service accountable, and I think when you outsource something like this and essentially throw away the key, I think that's what frustrates a lot of people.
Well, Chris Kirk, I want to thank you for being with us, business reporter at the Huffington Post, where he's just published this new 2-part investigative series, Prisoners of Profit: Private Prison Empire Rises Despite Startling Record of Juvenile Abuse. We will link to both stories at democracynow.org. When we come back, Kids for Cash. We're going to look back in Pennsylvania at the remarkable scandal that has unfolded over the last few years of judges being bribed to put thousands of kids in local for-profit prisons. And what happened now, a settlement. Stay with us.